When Lewis Hamilton made the move to Scuderia Ferrari, the entire Formula One world expected a fascinating story to unfold. One of the most successful drivers in the history of the sport joining its most legendary team is the kind of partnership that instantly creates enormous expectations. Fans imagined race wins, championship battles, and a new era for Ferrari. But as the new season begins, the story developing around Hamilton's Ferrari start is slightly more complex. Ferrari team principal Frédéric Vasseur has said he is very pleased with Hamilton's early performances. On the surface, everything looks positive. But when you begin to examine the race data and the performance trends, a different question begins to emerge. Ferrari may be happy with Hamilton's start, but the numbers suggest there is still a problem the team needs to solve. The opening race of the season provided the first real clues about where Ferrari stands. During the weekend, Hamilton showed promising pace, especially during longer race stints. His ability to manage tyre wear and maintain consistent lap times is something Ferrari engineers value highly. Throughout his career, Hamilton has been known for his smooth driving style and his ability to keep tyres in their optimal temperature window. That skill can be extremely valuable in modern Formula One, where tyre degradation often determines race strategy. Ferrari's engineers noticed that Hamilton was able to maintain stable performance across longer runs, which suggests he is adapting well to the car's characteristics. From a driver perspective, Hamilton's transition into Ferrari machinery has required several adjustments. Every Formula One car has its own personality. Differences in aerodynamic balance, suspension geometry, and power unit characteristics can dramatically change how a driver approaches braking zones and corner entries. Drivers often describe the adaptation process as learning a new language. The Ferrari car behaves differently from the Mercedes Hamilton drove for many years. For example, Ferrari's front-end response and traction characteristics require slightly different steering and throttle techniques. Early in the season, Hamilton has been working closely with engineers to refine these details. According to Vasseur, the team has been impressed by how quickly Hamilton has integrated into Ferrari's working environment. Beyond driving, Formula One success depends heavily on communication between the driver and engineering team. Drivers must provide detailed feedback about the car's behavior, helping engineers understand where improvements are needed. Hamilton's experience and technical understanding have already begun influencing Ferrari's development direction. Engineers often rely on a driver's ability to describe subtle changes in grip, balance, and stability, and Hamilton's feedback has historically been highly respected throughout the paddock. However, while Ferrari may be pleased with Hamilton's early adaptation, the competitive picture across the grid reveals a more complicated situation. When analysts study the race data, they often look at three key performance areas: cornering speed, straight line speed, and tyre degradation. Ferrari appears competitive in some of these areas, but not all of them. In terms of cornering performance, Ferrari has shown encouraging signs. The car appears stable through medium-speed corners and provides drivers with strong mechanical grip. This allows Hamilton to exploit one of his biggest strengths, maintaining smooth steering inputs while carrying speed through corners. On circuits with long, flowing corners, that characteristic can be extremely valuable. When the car maintains stability under lateral load, drivers can preserve tyre performance and maintain consistent lap times. Tyre management is another area where Hamilton's skills have been evident. Over the years, Hamilton has developed a reputation for extracting performance from tyres without pushing them beyond their limits. Modern Formula One tyres operate within a very narrow temperature range. If a driver overheats the tyre, grip drops rapidly. If the tyre is too cool, it fails to generate sufficient traction. Hamilton's ability to manage this balance often allows him to extend tyre life and maintain competitive lap times during longer stints. But despite these strengths, the data also highlights an area where Ferrari appears to be struggling slightly compared to some rivals. Straight-line performance has emerged as a key concern. During race weekends, analysts frequently compare top speeds between teams. These comparisons provide insight into aerodynamic efficiency, power unit deployment, and drag levels. In some sectors of the circuit, Ferrari has appeared slightly slower than rivals when accelerating on long straights. This does not necessarily mean the engine lacks power. Instead, it could indicate a combination of factors such as aerodynamic drag, energy deployment strategy, or traction efficiency exiting corners. Formula One cars rely heavily on hybrid power units that combine traditional internal combustion engines with complex energy recovery systems. These systems harvest energy during braking and deploy it during acceleration, boosting performance. If a team struggles to deploy energy efficiently, the car may lose valuable speed on long straights. Even a small difference in top speed can translate into several tenths of a second per lap. Over a full race distance, that difference becomes significant. Engineers constantly analyze telemetry data to understand how energy is being harvested and deployed during each lap. Another important factor affecting Ferrari's performance is aerodynamic efficiency. Formula One teams must balance downforce and drag when designing their cars. High downforce improves cornering speed, but increases drag on straights. Low drag improves straight-line speed, but may reduce cornering grip. Achieving the perfect balance is one of the biggest engineering challenges in the sport. Ferrari's current aerodynamic configuration appears to prioritize stability and cornering performance. While this can benefit drivers in technical sections of the track, it may slightly compromise top speed on longer straights. Engineers will likely continue adjusting the car's aerodynamic setup throughout the season as they search for the optimal balance. Despite these challenges, Ferrari's overall performance remains promising. The team's race pace has often looked stronger than their qualifying pace, suggesting that the car performs well over longer stints. This could become an important advantage during races where tyre degradation plays a significant role. Hamilton's experience also adds another strategic dimension to Ferrari's approach. Having competed in Formula One for many years, he understands how races evolve over time. Instead of focusing solely on short bursts of speed, Hamilton often prioritizes long-term race management. This includes managing tyre temperatures, conserving fuel, and adapting to changing track conditions. Another factor that could influence Ferrari's performance is the ongoing development race among Formula One teams. Unlike many other sports, Formula One cars evolve continuously throughout the season. Teams introduce aerodynamic upgrades, suspension modifications, and power unit improvements as they gather more data from races. Ferrari engineers are already working on development packages designed to improve the car's efficiency and performance. Hamilton's feedback will likely play an important role in guiding these upgrades. Drivers often help engineers identify specific weaknesses in the car's behavior. By analyzing telemetry data alongside driver feedback, engineers can refine aerodynamic components or mechanical settings to improve overall performance. Looking ahead, the next few races will provide a clearer picture of Ferrari's true competitive position. Early races often produce misleading results because teams are still learning about their cars. As the season progresses, performance trends become more apparent. For Hamilton, the challenge will be maximizing Ferrari's strengths while helping the team address its weaknesses. His driving style, racecraft, and technical understanding give Ferrari valuable tools as they pursue further development. At the same time, rivals such as Max Verstappen and other top drivers will continue pushing their teams to improve. Formula One competition is relentless. Even small performance differences can determine the outcome of a race. So while Ferrari's leadership may be pleased with Hamilton's early performances, the data reminds us that Formula One's success depends on constant improvement. Every race weekend reveals new information about the strengths and weaknesses of each car. The story of Hamilton's Ferrari journey is still in its early chapters. The partnership between one of the sport's most successful drivers and one of its most historic teams promises many fascinating moments ahead. But as the season continues, one key question remains. Ferrari may be happy with Lewis Hamilton's start, but can the team solve the technical challenges revealed by the data and transform that promise into race-winning performance?